Capcom sales have dipped, but profits are on the rise thanks to digital business. Is this, as Prince would say, the sign o' the times?
I hope not.
I
I don't. I'm not interested in buying digital only games.
Yeah, it says sales for the last 9 months were reported as 439 million, which is an 11% decrease when compared to the same time frame in 2016. And we've also said that we thought that 2017 was one of the best years for games, and including with Capcom. I thought Capcom released some great games last year.
Yeah, I think it did okay.
During which sales were cited at $492 million in 2016 for Capcom. Profits, meanwhile, were $65 million in 2017, which is a 38% increase over 2016's $47 million. And they attribute most of that to digital sales. So, I mean, what do you think is up with this, Adam? Why do you think that people are kind of, I guess it's more, people are just going more towards the digital sales, and
I can tell you why.
Okay, go ahead. You go your reason. I'll tell you what I think my reason.
There's a lot of stuff that I get digital because it's just so ridiculously more cheaper than getting a.
Do you have any examples of something like just so I could like as a frame of
like
reference?
Instead of buying even a used copy of GTA 5, whenever I had sold my copy of GTA 5 to somebody else and I wanted to play it again, so I bought it on the PSN digitally. Because
and you got 2 games.
Yeah, I got that and San Andreas.
Which is a $20 game on its own.
Yeah, so I got both of those for like $18. I think it was on PSN sale. Like it was on a PlayStation sale, and then it also had an additional PlayStation Plus discount. So I got that pretty cheap. I think it was $18. It might have been $20 or $24, but that was about $20 cheaper than I could have got it used.
Yeah.
In a physical copy.
I think people with used sales, we could almost do a whole topic of this. Maybe we'll go on to it next week about how used sales just aren't bringing in the revenue I think that like they once were, because people aren't realizing that they're not what you're saying are not competing digital sales with their used sales. And
yeah, the prices aren't matching up.
No.
There's times where I've seen a physical hard copy of something at like GameStop or Toys R Us or whatever, and it'd be like $9.99. It was like on a super low sale, and then you go on the PSN to look at it, and it's still $59.99. You're like, what? These don't match up, and then it happens in the reverse as well. So I think that's part of it. Like, you got to think with digital sales. Impulse buying is going to be more common because the prices are going to be lower. You don't have to leave your house. You don't have to leave your couch even.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, you could be ingrained into your couch.
Yeah.
And never have to leave the house to buy a game again.
Second, we got to look at. My biggest negative with digital sales isn't not owning a physical product. What it is forgetting that you completely have the game. I have over 245 games on Steam. I couldn't tell you what 99% of them are. I don't remember because
you just click them. You just buy them real quick because they're so cheap.
Well, and I'm talking about games that I've played too. Most of them probably even to completion a little bit. And I just don't remember what they are. You know what I remember that I have on Steam? Counter-Strike, because it's the only fucking thing that I ever play when I go on my PC.
Yeah. You want to know what my reasoning why I think that digital sales are so high is? It's just the generation, the younger generation. We are not the majority of the game buyers now. I just don't believe so. Like us.
No. I agree
think
with
that younger people are just growing up with iPads. They're growing up with their mobile phone, and they don't have physical versions. They don't. They just know, oh, I can just get this game online. I can just buy it here. I just need to, they don't know. I don't want to say they don't know, but they're not accustomed to having to go to a store and buy a physical thing. They're just used to, I'm just going to buy that. Yeah. Click a button.
Well, you know what?
They're used to the Amazon mentality of buy the button and it's at your house in a couple days, or buy it and it's immediately there to them.
Yeah, downloads in 20 minutes. Well, I mean, depending on your net connection, but...
or just them, they don't have the ability, and younger generation don't have the ability to drive as well. and parents just don't want to have to take them out there.
Well,
And so
that's true. Economically, less people are driving because less people can afford a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I'm even meaning like younger kids, like young kids who can't even drive, literally can't drive, and they just, why hound my mom when I could just ask her to buy it for me on the system? Hey, Mom, can I use your credit card to buy this game? Buy it on the system. They're not accustomed to physical media like we are. And I think whenever we get old enough that physical media is just going to be gone because no one's buying physical media anymore. Look at shit like GameStop shutting a shitload of stores down. Toys R Us just did announce their bankruptcy thing because kids aren't really going to toy stores anymore because they can look on Amazon and shit like that.
I think this goes to greater problems with the American economy at the moment as well. But I agree with you. I agree with the point you're making.
I'm just thinking that I think it is the sign of the times. I really honestly think. I think that we want our physical media because we're accustomed to having physical media and we like seeing what we purchased. And,
like I couldn't, half the stuff that I get, even through PlayStation Plus, the free games, I couldn't tell you what they are.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what half of them are. Because they're just like free purchases or something like that, and I just grab them.
Just add them to your library, and that's it. And at some point, whenever they shut down the server for my PlayStation 3, I'm not going to be able to use all the shit that's on there that's digital.
Yeah.
Which is a ton of stuff. I have stuff from the Japanese PSN on my PS3, stuff
and that's
from
the only
North
thing
American PSN.
the only thing I like the only thing I dislike about the digital media form of it is that
licensing issues. As soon as the network goes down, are you going to be able to play it anymore?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You're like, no one's going to be able to play. Like, if we were all digital, you think I'd be able to play Super Noah's Ark 3D from the Super Nintendo days if it was all digital back then?
No, fuck no.
No, it wouldn't be available to me.
Exactly.
And that's kind of a scary, sad thing. Is how do you preserve these games? How do you preserve these relics if there's nothing to physically put them on?
This is entirely, subjective to somebody's viewpoint, but some of these would qualify, I think, as high art.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be able to save them.
Well, like, perfect example is Hellblade going to be available in any form 30 years down the road because it's a PS4 PC exclusive, only digital. Will anybody be able to play that?
Well, I think it is physical for the PS4.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, if it is, I want one then. But even so, then that's a bad example to use. But you get where I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, on the PC, you're right. What if Steam goes out of business? What happens?
If one of my favorite?
What happens to my 245 games that I paid
What about
for?
Race the Sun? We'll go with that.
Yeah,
I love that game.
Yeah.
Will anybody be able to play Race the Sun? 40 years from now.
If the PlayStation Network just goes down, PlayStation goes out of money, goes bankrupt, has to shut their servers down. What happens then?
Unless it's downloaded onto
you
your
still
system,
paid for it.
Yeah.
You paid to own that game and to be able to use it.
Whenever I want.
Yeah. But because of the way the systems are set up, it's not gonna end that way.
Yeah. And that's kind of the scary part I'd like to just kind of throw out there is, what happens to these games once the physical media kind of goes away? And that's kind of the sad part about it. It's just, we are the dinosaurs compared to these kids because a lot of these people, like my cousins, like my younger cousins, they don't fucking have physical games. They maybe have like 2 physical games, and then the rest of it's all on their PS4 or their Xbox One. And whenever they see like all the games I have, they're like, "Holy crap, this is incredible!" I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, but
it's really not though, because you have a lot of the same stuff. You just don't know because you don't physically see it.
Yeah, you don't have it. Like, exactly what you said. They have Grand Theft Auto.
But they don't remember it.
Yeah.
If they haven't touched it in a year, I mean, how often do you do something and remember what you did a year later?
Not much. Like, I can't tell you the games I bought like a year ago. Those PlayStation, those PS4 Plus games, some of them look so great. I'm like, oh, I want that.
Add to my library.
Add them to my library. But I'm like, oh, shit, I've never played that game. I really should maybe go back and play it. Like, I still have They went to the Rapture or something like that.
Everybody's gone to the Rapture?
Yeah, I still want to play that game. That's the only one that I still remember. I'm like, shit, I really need to fucking play that game. It's only like a 4-hour game. I really should just knock it out and just play the thing.
Yeah.